Hello, hello. All set, or should we wait? How many have joined? 49.
So we'll start by 4 5.
Okay, sure. Sure. I'm getting the voice twice. So whenever anyone is speaking, it's coming twice. Like it comes, then it comes again. See?
I'll check. So,
Yeah, just check. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, sorry. My YouTube was open. Sorry, sorry. Now it is okay.
okay, okay.
Leave it, leave it. It's okay.
So we'll start the program. Before starting, I would like to request all the participants to mute themselves to avoid any background noise, and I request the audience to stay interactive throughout the session and drop all their questions in the chat box.
Tom Abbott said, "It's not just about being better, it's about being different." A very good evening to everyone. Today, I, Garvit Mittal and Jasika Kohli, taking the pleasure to welcome you all on the behalf of ENYO, the Entrepreneurship Hell, Hirorimal College, Delhi University, to Debate the Entrepreneur, episode 2nd, with an unfolding and inciting workshop on how to create a pitch deck. Since its inception in 2019, the entrepreneurship cell of Kirorimal College has marked its great presence in North Campus. The cell enables the people to solve their problem in a non-objective manner and not having a straight line approach. It firmly believes in creating opportunities for every entrepreneur who will shape the world for better and promise to be an amalgamation of innovation and leadership. Moving forward, I would like to introduce our convener, Dr. Samir Lamachar, who is currently working as an assistant professor in Kirorimal College and has over 10 years of teaching and research experience. His areas include international business, taxation, and accounting. He is continuously serving for student welfare and has been honored with various awards to grace the event with his enlightened words. Due to unavoidable circumstances, Dr. Samir sir can't connect right now with us.
Now, we would like to introduce our speaker for the day, Mr. Tushar Kansal, founder and CEO of Consultancy Ventures, awarded as Business Leader of the Year in Investment Management in an event, Asian African Business Summit. He has been the reckoning force to many entrepreneurs over past more than 2 decades. He has been mentoring many business startups and business leaders. Also awarded as Entrepreneur of the Year 2022 by Business Connect magazine. An expert speaker with over 200 plus webinars under his belt, he has mentored entrepreneurship cells of top academic institutions and has expertise of financial and business advisory, fundraising, and creation of collaterals for VC funding. So, without wasting any more time, I will invite our speaker, Mr. Tushar Kansal, to deliver his insightful words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Garvit. Thank you, Yashika. Uh, so basically, it's been a very exciting journey of 7, 8 years discussing about how to do startups, how to do documentation about the markets. And it's always a pleasure addressing the students because you have such high energy and you have, apart from energy, you want to learn so much, you want to know what is out there after we leave college. So basically, our education system is very much focused on giving knowledge, but what matters in the real life is application of knowledge. And there is where a substantial gap has been since a number of years. You might be having science in school and you might be having labs in school, but if you don't know how to apply that scientific knowledge for the benefit of human beings and making money in the process, then there is a your knowledge is not so much useful. And with the advent of BBA courses, Bachelor of Business Administration courses, with the advent of the edtech companies, Vedantu, An Academy, and the foreign ones, edX, Coursera. So all these have brought visual style of learning in front of the students. So now you have access to anything you want to learn in this world. It is out there, mostly for free or for a very small amount. You just should have the will to learn. And why pitch deck is important is because pitch deck presents a business in front of the investor. Now investor is putting in his hard earned money, so naturally anybody who's partnering you and taking percentage of your company will think a lot, because he has to bother about return on that money, return on investment. And there are many ratios which the investors keep on looking for. The most important of them is return on investment. So there is a distance which students feel while being in college as to how they will be able to create a business. My intention of giving this workshop is not only to tell you how to create a document, but also to tell you the finer aspects of uh, of why we are putting certain things in that document. Basically, investors today, they have access to large amounts of funding, and they look for they a VC fund, a venture capital fund, it borrows money from investors and puts in your company. So it is the responsibility of the VC fund to earn money from your company and give it back to the investors. And if he does not give a good return to the investors, the LPs, limited partners, then he won't be able to raise the follow on fund. He has to raise second fund, he has to raise third fund. It is not like, he will only have one fund in his entire life. The the life of one fund is 5 to 8 years. So so he's under pressure. And apart from making a salary, he makes a bonus which is called carry. And carry means that whatever would be the profit from the investment, 20% of that profit will be distributed in the team. And the VC fund team is very small team. They have 4 people team, 5 people, 7 8 people team. So his salary is okay. He might be having 50 lakhs per year, 70 80 lakhs per year, crore per year. But main bonus, imagine, WhatsApp was sold to Facebook for $19 billion, and the amount Sequoia Capital had invested in WhatsApp was $50 million. So Sequoia made a return of almost $19 billion in 2 years. Now, 20% of $19 billion is approximately 3.8 billion dollars, and 3.8 billion dollars was distributed amongst 7 8 people. So each one of them got uh, approximately $500 million, which is around 3,800 crores. One person made in 2 years. So you can imagine the stake. It is a very high stake game. So when you are learning about the pitch deck from me, think you are learning about the business, how to do a business. Of course, if you know how to do a business, you will be able to make the pitch deck. So uh, I am open to any kind of questions after this. You can ask me about anything. I'll be happy to discuss from my experience. So, starting with the presentation on how to create a pitch deck. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about me. I've been part of Deloitte and Touche, which is the Big Four consulting company. Was CFO with a company owned by Guggenheim Partners, the American private equity fund, and have been part of Brand Capital, which is Times of India's venture arm, and so on. And I'm also an advisor with Loyal VC, which is a Canadian VC fund, and did my executive education in leadership from Harvard Business School. So, what is a pitch deck? Pitch deck is basically nothing but your understanding of your own business presented properly. And there are many things which the VCs look for. But broadly, if I am a VC and I'm putting it my money, main thing is why now? Why should I put money in a business right now? Then why this? Why in this particular company? Then why you? Why should he put in money in you as the team? And uh, these are the three questions which he looks for. And these three questions have many ways to answer. There are many ways in which you can answer these three questions. So, if you look at the information needed by investors on the business proposition, broadly, these are the points. Uh, are you able to see the screen, Garvit? Info needed by investors?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So, first thing is the problem statement. To give you an example, I'll be giving a lot of examples, so that it is clear to you. Climate change is the issue, right? the planet is warming up. Sea levels are going up, and places like Maldives won't exist in some years from now, and it's a big problem. A friend of mine was visiting Italy recently, and many parts of Vatican, sorry, many parts of Italy which are, they have water, Venice, water canals. Now the water is coming in the buildings also, so it's a real problem. The Arctic will get melted, and sea navigation would be possible. So that's why you see all these world leaders meeting up in COPT conference recently, and trying to thrash out a way forward. So if your problem statement is addressing the climate change issue, then that's a good problem statement to look at. You want to create something which solves this uh, climate change issue. So the first thing is the problem statement. Now, uh, a client of mine, his wife had done a course from a European certification agency, EcoCert, and they train you how to create purely organic products. Now, whatever products you see in the market today which claim to be organic, they are not organic. So they harm you. But they got the license and they are selling. So this client of mine, they created EcoCert compliant formulations which are purely organic, and his launch of the product happened after we raised funds for him. The launch happened with Sonakshi Sinha, and now all these film stars are putting their money in this company because it's amazing. Purely organic product, purely organic packaging. Even the ink on the packaging is organic. It's biodegradable. So he is solving the problem of beauty products which are purely organic, and his solution is to come up with EcoCert compliant, which is the European certification, EcoCert compliant products. EcoCert Cosmos V3, the latest certification. So one is the problem statement, then is the solution. Most of the solutions nowadays, they have to involve the use of technology, because technology makes it easier for human beings. It makes it scalable. The product is scalable because the technology comes mostly in the form of something on the smartphone, so people are able to use it, and more people are able to use it. It becomes viral because artificial intelligence is used nowadays, and we get a lot of data as to which kind of people are downloading it, what is their preferences. So using artificial intelligence, we improve our product. So uh, scalability is a factor which comes in because of technology. So the solution has to incorporate technology. It maybe it cannot incorporate technology, but the more technology it is incorporating, it is better for the future. The two main service oriented, high earning potential careers are technology and finance. Finance and technology have been big since almost 40-45 years now. So one is the problem statement, then the
Excuse me,
solution.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, your slide is already on the first slide only.
Yeah, so that's what I was asking you, whether the slide moved or not. Are you able to see the slide now?
Yeah, sir, now it's the fourth slide.
Yeah, 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 sure.
Yes.
So second slide was about me, and third was about information presented properly, which is the pitch deck, and then the points which I will be discussing. So first is the problem statement, as I just said about, for example, climate change. A solution can be renewable energy like solar or electric vehicles or batteries, and the more the incorporation of technology in the solution, the better it is. From the point of view also of an investor, because investor is very much bothered about scalability. How fast will this business grow? His main aspect is, he's very focused onto that. The third thing is the team behind. Now, you will agree with me, if you created a product, suppose an app, and it is not good, but there is no other app in that field, so people are using it. Now, an investor will think this guy has the first mover advantage. And because he has the first mover advantage, what he will do is he will look at the team. If the team is good, he will bet his money, because a good team can change the bad product and make it better. But a bad team won't take it anywhere else. They won't have the imagination. And so the investor bets his money on the horses, which is the team. Now, your team should be balanced. I will talk about it in future slides. Then, the market size and opportunity. Now, a lot of the technology guys and lot of students, once they learn about something, they start developing that. They forget that any product has a business model behind it. How this product will be in the hands of the customer, and whether the customer will pay for it or not. That is the business model. So, market size and opportunity is very important, because there was this very amazing team from a Japanese media company. They were all senior management, and they started creating a product which was into DOOH space, digital out of home. So you see those screens on the malls where ads are playing. So they have a server behind them, which is an intelligent server, and that is linked to GPS. So they see who all are watching the screen, their mobiles, and through the GPS they know, because of artificial intelligence, and because all your data goes into the smartphone, and then it is crunched by artificial intelligence, and all that, every human being on this planet has been mapped on 700 parameters by Google. And Google, Amazon, Netflix, Facebook, these guys, they know more about you than you ever will. So these screens, they are on a server, and they know which all people are standing here. So they show you the advertisement according to the preferences of the people who are watching. That is DOOH, digital out of home. But the problem with the DOH market right now in India is it is very small market. It's a very small market. 20, 25, $40 million, something like that. And the VC will not put in his money into any market which is less than $5 billion, because his company won't grow. And if he has put in money in a company which does not have a market, he will have to spend money to create the market. And that means loss of money. More investment will be needed. So many years back on TV, I used to see there's an advertisement which used to come from Eggs Federation of India. Eggs Kharido, buy eggs. And they have beautiful visuals. So they were growing the market. So if you have to spend money to grow the market, that is a very bad scenario. So market size is very important. Many people overlook that, and they end up creating a product, and later on realizing, oh God, this product does not command the pricing power. This product does not command the number of customers. This product, the adaptability of this product in this kind of market is very low. So that becomes a challenge. Then the product. So product can be anything. It can be a electric battery like Ola scooter. It can be an app, or it can be anything. So co-working spaces, that is also a product. So Ola, Oyo became so huge after SoftBank and Tiger Global invested in Oyo. Oyo started buying out companies, and there was this company which was a very small co-working company, uh, and Oyo bought it out for, I think, 200 crores. So imagine those three people who had just created the first few co-working companies in India. Within 2 years, they got 200 crores for their company. So they took a risk. They created a product which the market didn't know, and people knew WeWork, that WeWork has come abroad, but in India they hardly knew. So they took a risk and they profited from it. The product part of the business is, when you are talking to the investor, you can present the product to the investor. So when the investor sees your app, sees how it works, or you showing him the SaaS platform, software as a service platform, so he is able to see the product. So that makes a lot of difference in his decision. So that is the beauty about the product. Then the business model. I would say business model is more important for an investor than the product. How will it make money? So uh, you have WeWork. WeWork created. They choose the best location in the city, and they create 7-star co-working space infrastructure. So people love it because the visuals are so good, using it is so good, but because it is so costly to make, it is on lease rentals which are very high because they choose the best location. So their pricing has to be good for them to make money. But who's the end customer? The end customer of a co-working space is someone who's in and out of job, who's trying a business. So who's the gig economy? The gig economy people who try something. They try to they try a business, they offer a service, or some people who are selling fashion items through these events which keep on happening. So people like that, who don't want to pay for a full office, their spending power is low. So you are taking buildings, best location buildings for 15 years on lease, and then you are building 7-star infrastructure, and then you are giving out to a customer whose profile is not there. So what happened? They wanted to come out with an IPO at $45 billion valuation. The investment bankers offered them $8 billion valuation, from 45 to $8 billion. So end of the day, that company is just burning investors' money. So business model is very important. Uh, in business model, it is not only about the pricing, it is also about you realizing the customer segmentation. That I have a housewife as a customer, I have a student as a customer, I have a working professional as a customer, and these three customers, their spending powers are different. So you can create three different products for them. So now that is your sense as an entrepreneur. And for doing that, you'll have to develop a PMF, product market fit. Product market fit means that you have done your secondary research, primary research. Doing secondary research is easy nowadays. On LinkedIn, you put up polls. People will answer on your polls, so you will get all the data. Primary research is very easy. You put in two people at a crowded market and tell the people, sir, please fill this form. Or you have a Google form, you send it on communities, on WhatsApp groups, people will fill it. It's not difficult. Then, after profiling the customer, you decide the price point as per the customer's responses. Then you map it against the cost for you to develop the product, and then you develop different types of products for them. And once you tie up all this and you make your distribution strategy, whether you are selling through distributors or directly, or like through your own website, which is called D2C, direct to consumer, like Mama Earth is selling, or Boat headphones are selling, or you want to sell through Amazon and Flipkart. So all that thing tied up is, once you do all those things, it is called PMF, product market fit. So most of the investors today put in their money after PMF. Once your PMF is established, you have sold some products and showed some traction. Traction, which is the next point, means that what is the business you are doing currently, how many customers you have currently, uh, how many uh, how many number of products you have sold, what is your MAU, monthly active user, what is your DAU, daily active user, what is your CAC, CAC, which is customer acquisition cost, कितना पैसा खर्च करते हो एक कस्टमर को लाने में, व्हाट इज योर LTV, लॉन्ग टर्म वैल्यू, एक कस्टमर से कितने सालों तक कितना पैसा कमाते हो, रिपीट कस्टमर होता है ना, 6th class some person is buying your course, the same person might buy in 7th class or 8th class, so उसका LTV calculate करना होता है. So traction, once you have after the PMF, that is the time when investor says everything is right, the team is right, the PMF is right, the product business model is there, we have everything tied up, and that is the time he wants to put in his money. So the money goes into marketing, and immediately the sales start booming up, and the valuation of the company goes up exponentially, and the investor makes his return. So that is the best time the investor comes in. Next is competitor analysis. Now, if you are creating something for which you are not able to explain the investor, then you have to, in a slide, give in the name of the competitors. Not too many of them, maybe 4, 5, or 3, or 4, or 5. So you have to give the names and their brand names, and you have to uh, tell what these guys are doing. So I'll give you an example. You have debit cards, and debit cards are mostly Mastercard or Visa, and now the government had opened RuPay network. So RuPay network has been promoted by the government. It is an purely Indian product. Now, one of my clients, they had created a new kind of product within the debit card uh, stuff, and they were not able to explain the business model to the investor in one of the calls. So they immediately gave the name of a European and an American company who had launched that kind of a product, and the investor was able to understand that yes, yes, I know about that product. And then he was able to understand, okay, competition is doing that, and we are different because we are creating something like that, but different than that. So competitive advantages you have to give, uh, like on certain parameters, how is your product better, how is it different. So those are the competitive advantages. Now you can't praise your competitor too much, like you can't say like my competitor is great, it's a top selling. So you have to find out the flaws in the competitor, that where he's making a mistake, his products are costly, his products are not correct. So you have to give all that. Just a moment, I'm so sorry. Sorry. So you have to give all that. Now the next is financial projections. uh, Investors money goes into the company, it goes into as an investment. Now that money is required for 1, 2, or 3 years. So because the investor will keep on investing, you will set up teams, offices, you'll put money in the product, in the technology, you might have to do intellectual property, so you'll file a patent. So all that money will be required, and then slowly you'll launch, you'll build a brand value, then the returns, cash flows will start coming in, and then your operating profit, first operating profit will come, and then you will have maybe 25% profit margin. But financial projection is to capture all this, that In the next 5 years, how much money will be put in, how will it, in which all heads will it go, what is the revenue it will generate, then the cost heads, then the operating profit, and the cash flows. So this 5-year financial projections is called a financial model. So we have to create this financial model. It is not difficult at all. Profit and loss statement is just capturing the revenue heads, then the cost heads, then the operating, then the taxation, and from that the cash flow comes. And on the balance sheet side, if any assets have been added in the have to be added in the next 5 years, or the working capital situation. So it's not difficult. If you do it 3-4 times, trying to develop a model, it is quite interesting also, just to to understand how this business will earn money. The next thing is the ask. What are the funds you want to ask from the investor? Use of funds, very important. Investor wants to know you are taking his money. How will you use that money? So, how much will go into marketing, team, sales, uh, and sales and marketing, and how much will go to rentals and everything. Last thing is the future roadmap, which means in the next 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years, how many customers will you have? How many offices will you have launched? How many distributors will you have? So any such pointers, what will be your team size? So this roadmap, as to exactly how do you plan to do in the next 3 years. Now coming to the slides, I'll just rush them through because most of it I have spoken, and we are already 40 minutes into the talk. So this problem statement I discussed, always remember, try to find a powerful problem. The more powerful the problem, na, and the more chances you will have of success. Don't rush after small problems. Rush after a big. Think big. Think, what will it take to create $1 trillion company? So the idea might be small, but the potential of that idea should be huge. Then after the problem statement, the solution, uh, and you have to be very clear about the solution. It can't be a vague, that something like these municipal sewer lines. They are they have to be cleaned, and in India, they have been cleaned by manual scavenging. So people actually go in the lines and clean it, and they have gases in there, so people die also. So Supreme Court has banned manual scavenging. So now there is a company, a client of mine, they have developed robos for robotic scavenging. What a beautiful problem statement, and what a beautiful solution. He thought so nicely and he acted on it to create a robo. And he had no experience of creating a robo. Zero. This guy was into apparel business since 25 years. But his passion, he is an engineer, he liked technology, and he brought in the right people, motivated them, kept on it, and created the robo. Now the team behind, I've already told you, the the more diversified the team, it is better. They should have a tech head, CTO, chief technology officer, should have founders, should have a marketing head, should have a finance head. So you should have a balanced team. Sometimes what happens is there is one founder. Investors would not like to put in money in a single founder company because this person might just run away, leaving the company behind. So startups are not able to pay generally market salaries. So they pay, apart from the salary, they give you ESOPs, employee stock option plans, which means equity in the company. So if you don't have a CTO, but you have a technology product, you take in a CTO at some salary, plus offer him like 3 to 4% equity in the company. So as a co-founder. So you are able to recruit people by giving out ESOPs and not only salary. Market size, uh, product, I told you, product pictures and videos and demos is very important. Business model, like how does it earn money? It's a commission based or monthly subscription, yearly subscription. What are the sales channels? Direct sales, wholesale? What's your go to market? Your go to market strategy is how will you approach the market? Then the traction, revenue growth, customer growth, vendor partner growth, competitor analysis. You can make a x-axis and y-axis. Place the competitors onto, how they are positioned on the axis, like profitability and quality. Then you can place them, and you can place yourself saying that I'm better in both these, in both these parameters. Then competitive advantages, which also means your unique selling proposition, USP. Then financial projections, I told you how much funds and how will you use the funds, and the future roadmap, what will you do in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So I'm open to questions. This was the presentation. If you want, I can show some sample pitch decks also. Do you want that?
Sure, sir.
Sure. I'll just show. Okay, okay. Let me choose. Um, just hold on. Yeah, I just show you. Yeah, look at this one. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
No,
No.
sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, just a moment. Okay. One thing I want to tell you is, जब हम पहली बार ये पिच डेक देखते हैं ना, तो हमें लगता है कि बिजनेस बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. बट बिजनेस इज अबाउट thinking everything in terms of money. It is about money. And business has been there since ages. So once you go and make a team or you consult with people, you realize that things are not difficult. So don't believe in all those hyper, we did this and did that. End of the day, these are very small decisions which are taken correctly over a period of time. That every day you took, every week you took three good decisions. So it is about decision taking. Life is about problem solving. Like the whole life is about problem solving. Now look at this. This is a, that in abroad you have elderly care homes. People, they don't live with their grandparents. So people are left in the old age. So they have old age homes. And in India, there are hardly any old age homes. So this client of mine, he has created amongst India's only three elderly care business, and his old age home is in Gurgaon. People from, you all who want to apply for GRE and GMAT, so they have an essay there, right, where you have to put in what all you did in life apart from studies. So if you say you worked for 15 days, even for 15 days in a elder care home, you get very good points. So you can actually approach this and work there for some time and get a certificate. Just have a look. This is the introduction slide. Are you able to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the mission. Put in the company's mission here because the company's mission was very nice and very huge. Uh, then, why this business? Because old age uh, requires care. So we have given some data here as to why old age requires care. Then the solution, that they require caretakers. So our solution is that we will give caretakers, we will give a doctor's network, nutrition assisted meals, and then assistance for daily routines for the really old aged, and customized healthcare. Then the team, Mr. Sanjeev Jain, IIT Kharagpur, uh, architect, and he did postgrad executive education from IIM Calcutta, and he has worked for big uh, builders in Dubai. His wife, a doctor, so that's why she's part of the team. Another doctor, Mr. Swapnil Khare, so their credentials are also given there. Then the market opportunity, and the source has to be given. In the market opportunity, you have to give the source from where did you get the data, and wherever you are giving numbers, so you have to give the currency also. So if it is INR or USD, so here, like, in 475 a dollar is mentioned, because many people, they just forget to put INR or dollar. How do we know whether it's dollars or currency or rupees, and from where did you get these figures? Then the business model. uh, right now there are hardly any elder care homes, so this is a very good business. 80,000 per month का तो rental है high care में, and superior is 90,000, and the suite is 1,10,000 per month. So you can imagine what margins this business makes. Then the property, this is his property in Palam Vihar in Gurgaon. The traction right now, he's doing a turnover of 1.3 crores. Monthly, abhi, we call it monthly run rate, MRR. And the monthly run rate multiplied by 12 is MRR, ARR, annual run rate. So his monthly run rate is 13 lakh 74,000. And average room occupancy is 71%. And 18 out of 21 rooms are expected to be full within 1 month, by March. This is the competitive analysis. So he has put in the name of the companies: Nima, Antara, Max Home, Healthcare Home, Portia, Ipok, Imoha, and MediRent. And he has mapped them on certain qualities: lab services, diagnostic services, critical care. So he says that he has all of them covered up. So he's giving you all these services. Then the financial projections, revenue, how will he do the revenue in the next 5 years? And EBITDA. EBITDA means operating profit. So operating profit is a metric which all these investors really want to see. So he will be very profitable. I mean, imagine, out of 5.94 crore turnover in 2023, he is getting a EBITDA of 3.74 crores, almost 65%, 62%. 62% तो ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन है भाई साहब का. This is the ask. He's asking for $1 million, 7.5 crores for 34 months. You have to tell कितने टाइम के लिए चाहिए. The best range for asking for this is 18 months. Your 18 months cash burn. 18 months में कितना cash burn करोगे वो उसका चाहिए. And the fund allocation: 30% marketing, 15% technology, 15% new centers, 20% working capital. Future roadmap: number of properties, number of rooms, state-wise expansion. That's it. So uh, I can show you more, but we are already 50 minutes into the this thing. If you want, I can show you one more, whichever way you decide.
So I think we can proceed to the Q&A round
Okay, sure,
since
sure, sure.
we
Then
won't
I'm
take.
sure I'm
Yeah.
open to Q&A.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, sir, for such an engaging workshop with such an informative presentation. Now the floor is open for question and answer. I would request the audience to type their question in chat box or by simply unmuting your mic.
Sir, I have a question. Um, as you said that the market size of that is really important, and if the market has to grow yet, then the investor does not invest. But if on the basis of a study the market will become very big in the future, why not invest early?
So the point is, who is bearing the cost of growing the market? Now, uh, I will tell you what happens is sometimes, you launch a product which is early than the market. So India Mart has had launched the SME, small and medium enterprises directory, unki services. I think it was like 2004 or 5, and it did not pick up. And later on in 2015 or 16, Udan came in, and Udan captured the market. So who will spend the money? पैसा कौन डालेगा market को grow करने में? So that is the moot point. Uh, Now what happened is with Paytm, demonetization happened. So suddenly the cash was out from the system, and people had to use the app to pay money. So उसका automatically market grow हो गया. So these things, main thing is it takes money to grow the market, uh, and you never know whether how much the market will grow. So that is why you have so many things to bother about as an investor. If you start bothering about even the market out there, then how will you uh, run the company? How will you grow the money?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Sir, I have a question. Sir, if we are in early base startup and if we are in like pre-funding purpose and if we have not done any good sale till now or have not any much traction to show also in our pitch deck, so how can we insist an investor to invest in our company?
So as I told you, there is a product market fit. Similarly, there is a founder market fit. And FMF means that you either have been in the same industry, or you have already created some other startup which went on to become big. If a founder market fit is there, which means that either you have the experience of running this kind of business, or you have already done it before in some other area, then people will give you millions of dollars at the startup stage, at the the seed stage. So this guy, Jupiter guy, Jitendra Gupta, he got $14 million when he was starting again. And this guy Kunal Shah, he got $40 million when he was starting after selling free charge, when he was starting up with Cred. So when you are from college, usually they will want to offer you money to see that what is the product you are creating. And if they offer you money to see what kind of product you are creating, then they won't offer you big money. It will be between something like 15 lakhs to 50 lakhs. So 15 to 50 lakhs is what the accelerators and the incubators are offering. And they will take between 3 to 8% of equity. They will take they know you don't have cash. So after giving you 3 to 8% of equity, they will give you, in some cases, they will give you a co-working space for 1 year, and they will give you Wi-Fi, they will give you a CA. They have tie-ups with cheap service providers like company accountant, CA, like a CS, like lawyers. So they will help you with all, and then they will call industry professionals to talk to you. So they will give you talks, webinars like this one. And if you need personalized mentor, like you saw a speaker who's from fashion industry and you have a fashion startup, so you want that speaker on your board, so you can negotiate with that speaker, sir, you come on our board and you take some equity. So those are the type of things which happen when you start early. uh, some people are really lucky. Sometimes I saw a German startup. This guy had created uh, a chain of gyms, and these gyms were IoT enabled. So IoT means that within the equipment there is a technology placed in, so it can see what is the temperature and it can see the location, and so Internet of Things. So it was IoT enabled gyms. So this guy got $100 million within 5 months of uh, the launch of his first center. So sometimes you get in really good money. It really depends on you. There is a term in startup space, hustling. How much you can hustle. Hustle means you keep at it, keep at it, keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. You know, kuch nahi ho raha, then you start talking to people, networking, you start going to events, exchanging visiting cards, write blogs, create your own blog on Medium, say that, you know, I'm after this problem, I'm talking, then post that on social media. Many people will comment there, many will want to talk to you, or you see someone who has posted an article or given a video, you contact them on LinkedIn, have a really good LinkedIn profile. You know, you contact them on LinkedIn, tell them I am doing this and this, and I am requesting for a bit of your time. So you have to hustle it out there, and then, you know, you will be better able to uh, solve this, you know, go faster. And this is my LinkedIn link on the chat. If any one of you is on LinkedIn, you can add me. And one question from Samarth Kalra, sir. Dilute equity to scientists because. Okay. No, I'm saying that nowadays the technology people salaries is quite big. So people are getting, like, you know, there is a MCA cousin of mine, from 15 lakhs he has got to a salary of 45 lakhs, and with a joining bonus of 22 lakhs worth of shares. So when the technology, there is so much of inflation in technology salaries, as a startup you might not get be able to give that salary. So if you are not able to give that salary, you might have to give them equity through ESOPs. So depends, you know, what you have to give to attract talent. Everybody needs talent.
Thank you, sir, for the informative answer. I also have a question.
Mhm.
According to you, what is more important in a pitch, a good mission or a good statistical record?
There are two ways in which an investor looks at valuing the business. What is the value of this business? One is what is there on ground right now, and the other one is what it can become. So I would say that having a big vision uh, in the mind of the investor is very important, as to, you know, what this thing can become. It can potentially become. But, you know, the sad part is that 90 to 92% of startups, they fail. So if 90 to 92% of the startups fail, then the investor money also fails. So out of 10 companies the investor puts in money, it is called the portfolio approach. uh, Two companies close down, three companies do average, they are just doing average business. Two three other companies, they are doing like, the company is now double the value. And there are one or two companies which go on to become 60 times, 100 times, 200 times. So the investor does not lose sight of this fact. So, you know, seeing what is on the ground means that the team, कौन से लोग हैं जो करने वाले हैं इसको, what is the vision of these people, and what is the talent of these people. So that is why they bet on IITians, because the IITians have already shown that they can deal with competition. So they want people who can deal with competition. So that is the important part. But having a vision, but, you know, if you have that vision as an investor and the startup founder does not have that vision, then how will it solve your problem? You know that. So both the things are important.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, one more question for me.
Mhm.
According to you, which is most important in pitch deck, either to raise funding or to build good connection? Which is more important?
Uh, See, networking should always keep on going on. Always. Uh, so you said between the two, one is connections and the other one is
Funding.
funding. Okay. Uh, you see, look at Zoho. Zoho, Freshworks, and both these companies, they became unicorns. Unicorns means above $1 billion valuation. They became unicorns without taking investor money. They were bootstrapped. मतलब अपने पैसे से $1 billion की कंपनी बनाई. But it took them 10 years. It took them 15 years, 10 to 15 years. But you look at both headphones. It started, raised some money, launched the product, raised some more money, marketed the product, raised some more money. Within 4 years, it became a unicorn. So, if you need external money for scalability, for growing fast, then you take external money. If you think you can bootstrap like Zerodha became a unicorn. Zoho, Zerodha, Freshworks, all Indian unicorns, all bootstrapped. So if you can do it with your own money, go ahead. No point involving a third investor.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. We have a question in the chat box.
Okay.
Lots of Indian and Indian origin VCs have pursued PG abroad, particularly US. How big of an impact do you think that has? And should one try getting onto one of those prestigious schools just to have an edge? Not that it gives any guarantee for success.
गारंटी तो मिलती है सक्सेस की. इफ यू आर फ्रॉम गुड कॉलेज, इफ यू आर फ्रॉम, what matters, it is not the paper, not the degree, the alumni network. If you look at all those VC funds, IITians, IIMs, Harvard, Stanford, INSEAD, और किसी को लेते ही नहीं, या किसी ने CFA करा हुआ है तो ले लेते हैं CFA, और किसी को घुसने ही नहीं देते अंदर. It is a coterie, and they keep the coterie in themselves. They don't allow anybody else. Maybe someone who has made it big in startup space, able to sell his company, then that becomes a star. So celebrity. So they take these kind of people also. But see, having a good degree, why parents say is it protects you from the downside. That आपके पास एक डिग्री है, आप कभी भी रोटी की प्रॉब्लम नहीं आएगी. You can always showcase your degree. Someone will take you on the job. So, but from all practical purposes, people who understand that it is the application of knowledge and not the degree, it is the application of that knowledge which matters in real life. Somebody who understands that, they quit college and they start a startup. So they leave the college and degree gayi bhaad mein. So they have that confidence. So they are brash. और उनमें से जो सक्सेसफुल लोग हैं, हम लोग उनको देखते हैं, लेकिन उनमें से जो अनसक्सेसफुल हैं, the media never shows them that these people left the college, now they are nowhere. So I would tell you, doing a degree from a Ivy League college helps a lot. There are alumni networks, thousands of people. You just float something on the alumni network. This guy Neeraj of 7 Gate, he raised 25 crores, put in on the Harvard alumni network. I am looking for funds for my fund, for my VC fund. One day he got a meeting, 3 days he had 25 crores. I personally know him. So don't belittle the importance of Ivy League college because of the alumni network. And otherwise, whatever knowledge you need, it is freely available on Google. It is freely available. You have all the videos, you have MCOC, you have edX, you have Coursera, you have Khan Academy, you have Vedantu, you have An Academy, you have everything is freely available, or by paying little bit of fee. So knowledge nowadays is open. Now knowledge content value is zero, but main thing is alumni network. So people pay 2-3 crores for these colleges because of the alumni network. So Just think of over these things. For a startup, you will require domain knowledge. उस सेक्टर की नॉलेज चाहिए होगी, ये सेक्टर में कैसे होता है काम. So you can recruit people from the sector. They will teach you in your meetings. You open the discussion, and the best way to get people to create something which has a good pricing power, a good market. I'll give you a tip. In your meetings in the company, keep a seat खाली. एक सीट खाली होनी चाहिए. उस सीट का नाम होता है कस्टमर. The customer is sitting on this seat. So the importance of this meeting, whether it is on the distributor side or marketing side or technology side or product side or HR side or finance side, every meeting will happen in presence of a customer. How is it benefiting the customer? So this guy, Apple founder Steve Jobs, customer first. He became the richest guy on earth. Apple is $3 trillion. This guy, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, read his 13 management principles of Amazon. Every principle is focused to create a customer value. So customer, customer, customer. That means money, money, money. If it is customer, 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 it will translate to money, money, money.
Thank you, sir, for the engaging answer. We have two more questions. How crucial is attraction to a pitch deck, which is given by Priyanshi?
Very important. There are people who say we are pre-revenue, and right now we don't have anything on ground. It does not excite the investor. It creates a very bad feeling in the mind of the investor. But having said that, Share Chat was started by 4 people. They said there is no chat engine in the local Indian languages, in the vernacular languages. And immediately, Elevation Capital gave them $1 million. And now they are 5-6 years old. The valuation of the company is $3-4 billion, around 20,000 crore. Still, they don't have any revenue because they say that we will monetize our user base later on. Right now, we are creating the user base. So, but the point is, their user base is 300 million Indians, vernacular speaking Indians, 30 crore. So that is a data ki khan hai wo, that has so much of data about the behavior of these 30 crore vernacular speaking Indians that their valuation keeps on going up. So ShareChat is one. Udan was one which was started by IITians. It kept on growing, $1 billion, $500 million, and the revenue was like hardly 60 crores. And they said we are creating a platform for capturing all the aspects of business amongst the SMEs, small and medium enterprises. And once the platform gets made, it will have a captive value. मतलब customer उसको छोड़ नहीं पाएगा और फिर हम चार्ज करना शुरू करेंगे. And that is exactly what happened. They grew it to millions of people. Millions of SMEs got in there. Last year, their turnover was 1,300 crores. 60 crores se 1,300 crores. This year, it is 5,900 crores. From 60 crore to 1,300 crores to 5,950 crores. So they proved that you can monetize later. It's not necessary you have to have the revenue right now. But when you tell the investor, product I don't have, revenue, pre-revenue. So end of the day, what does he do? So what he will do is that, okay, give me 3 to 8% equity, I will give you 10-15 lakhs. So that is the approach of the investor.
Thank you, sir. So another question from Dhoon. Should one have a specific ask in a pitch?
Yes, very, very important. Sometimes you ask the founder, he will say 3 crores. Then you talk to the CFO, he will say 10 lakhs hi de do. So basically the thing is you should be very sure what you are asking for and the use of funds. How will you use it? And till how many months will this funds last? whether it will last 12 months, 18 months, 6 months, 8 months. So you have to like be very clear about that. So it is very important to give the use of funds and the fund ask.
Thank you, sir, for the engaging workshop. I'm confident that all the answers that you gave clear the doubts of the audience and give us a better understanding of the pitch deck and how should it be created. Since most of the questions have been covered, I would like to invite our Head of Public Relations Department, Bavleen Kaur, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all those who have contributed to the success of this session. Firstly, I'd like to express my gratitude to our honorable speaker, Mr. Tushar Kansal, for gracing his esteemed presence. On the behalf of Ennure, I thank you for taking out your time and expertise in order to enlighten our audience. You covered a really crucial and a fundamental topic. I would like to express my gratitude to our cherished staff advisor, Dr. Samir Lama sir, for his guidance and moral support. A hearty gratitude to our wonderful hosts for the evening, Yashika and Garvit. Without the devotion and efforts of our entire NUR team, this session would not have been possible. Finally, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to the audience for their active participation throughout the session. Thank you, one and all. Have a great day.
I I would just like to say, please add me on LinkedIn if you are there on LinkedIn, so that you guys need my help anytime. Let me know. Thank you so much,
Sure.
Yashika. Thank you, Garvit. Thank you, Bavleen, and thank you all of you for coming, sparing your valuable